Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster. This is going to be Lantern Year 7, the settlement phase, and not the hunt phase because we're going to skip the hunt phase this turn, and I'll show you why as we progress through the events of the settlement phase. But I'm all set up and ready to go. I got our returning heroes. They did extremely well against the Screaming Antelope. Now, someone mentioned that they thought I may have missed an AI card. I went back and checked. I did not. I just had, instead of flipping one over and putting on, I had put it aside for some reason because I think I was reading it, but I did actually kill the antelope. And even if I hadn't, I would have had to spend one extra survival somewhere to dodge it and then kill it. So it would have been dead. But regardless of that, the returning survivors, Nona, Beowulf, Annabelle, and Ragnar, have come back successful. Beowulf proving to be really the hero of the hour with his white lion armor suit, the son of Angus, one of the founders of the settlement, is proving to be quite powerful. I think it's Angus and Annabelle, actually. So, tough dude there. Anyway, we're going to return. So the first thing, of course, that we're going to do is get our hunt experience. So I'm going to mark everybody's hunt experience and see if that creates any milestones. I don't think that it does. Nona, yeah, she's getting up there. She's getting up there. We look at Beowulf. He doesn't have any, so this will be his first one. Annabelle, of course, she's rocking out tons and tons of hunt experience. Check that out. Look at it. Of course, that's not necessarily good because the hunt experience is also an age timer. And as she gets older, or more experienced, she becomes older. And lantern years are distorted time, right? So we're going to have to kind of put her in the wings for a while and pull her out for special occasions. And then we got Ragnar, who's going to get his second hunt experience, which will give him his age milestone, and we'll do that immediately. And so now Ragnar's our savior, so he's going to age rather quickly, and I think he actually gets an extra hunt experience for every hunt. I'll look that up just to be sure. But we're going to continue on. So let me just look up Birth of a Savior. I'm just looking to see. No, it's only when he uses his abilities. So, okay, so he's got 2 experience. So we are going to do his age event. So let's get that out. I'm saying bold, but I meant age. So first thing that happens is we gain our weapon proficiency. So Ragnar is going to take sword as his weapon proficiency because that's what he's using currently and he's going to continue to use. And then we're going to roll. So this is the first table, and we're going to roll 2d10. Here they are. Let's see what we get. A 12. Let's see. 7, 12, gain 1 random fighting art. So let's go get the fighting arts out and give him a random fighting art. Okay, so let's see what he gets here. Hopefully something decent. I had to put the other ones back in because I like to keep the cards out when I'm playing as reminders, but they're in here. Heroic. Ooh, this looks pretty good. Fighting art. Once per showdown if you are standing adjacent to the monster and have 3+ survival. And this is not good for him because he doesn't... You know, he will. He will. You may spend all of your survival for an automatic hit that inflicts a critical wound. So this is like having a permanent founding stone almost, but it costs you your survival. Well, anyway, that's pretty cool. He'll take that because we're going into a pretty nasty fight, and that might prove very useful. So heroic is his fighting art. Good job, Ragnar. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, well that's the end of that, so we're just going to put that aside for now. Now the next thing that happens is all of our survivors come home, and we collect our endeavors. I had them on the wrong spot, but you get the idea. We have 4 endeavors, we've got a lot of resources, so we do that, they continue to move up. Then we go to one of the most important parts. We're going to update the timeline. Let's take a look at that. Now, we are going to have an event this turn. It's called Phoenix Feather, so let's... This is Lantern Year 7. As you can see, I just marked it for us. Phoenix Feather. So let's go take that. That means we're going to be... I mean, I already know the storyline of this, but let's go check it out. By the way, I thought for some reason we had a nemesis encounter this round, but we don't. So we're okay. We're going to go on a regular old hunt. Maybe not so regular, but we'll see. I doubt... I can promise you right now, I don't think we're in a place to go after the Phoenix. I don't feel good about that. That thing is nasty. But let's go take a look at the Phoenix Feather event. But before we get on to that event, we have to the story event. We have to do our random events. First one is going to be the Gorm Climate. You know, it's pouring down rain. We're going to roll a 6, which is going to do what for us? Do we have hovel? Why, yes we do. The survivors huddled inside as razor winds and sickening lightning pummeled the settlement. +2 endeavors result for home. Okay, we know that one. We've done it before. And then, so we get +2 endeavor, 2 rolls in using home innovations. Okay, and then I'm going to shuffle this up. Now, I took the Dark Dentist out. Like I said, my house rule on this is I take the card out for 1 round and then put it back in. So the last card will not come up 2 times in a row. I don't know if that means anything because I haven't played all the events, but I noticed that for some strange reason, you get the same events over and over again. What do we get? We get nickname. Okay, that should be interesting. Let's see. I think I know this one. This one's pretty good. Okay. Every returning survivor gets a nickname. Each rolls a d10 on all 3 tables and adds the nickname to the survivor's current name between their first and surname. Well, most of them don't have a surname. So a survivor may only be nicknamed once in a lifetime. Okay, well, this will be a fun little trip. Let's start with Nona. So Nona, we're going to roll a d10 for her. Nona is going to be 8. Wise, 6. Wise Fool, 1 of Darkness. That kind of sucks because being the Wise Fool of Darkness, she lost her speed bonus, which I'm erasing from her sheet. And that means she's back down to only shooting twice with her bow. That's not the end of the world. Okay, Beowulf, what do we get for him? We get an 8, so he gets the Wise again. 7, the Wise Savior. Okay, the Saviors always use this result, but that doesn't mean anything because it doesn't give any bonuses of the, what? Of the Lantern. So, Wise Savior of the Lantern. Okay, and we can rename them and give them a new one, but that's okay. Wise Savior of the Lantern. Wise Savior of the Lantern. Okay. Don't know what that means, but that sounds good. And then we're going to go to Annabelle. Annabelle should, I mean, she should get something good. She's cool, right? She's super cool. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to get, ooh, a 10. Shining, that's a +1. She's at a +3 strength. Wow. +3 strength. Shining. This makes sense because we are talking about Annabelle, right? The Shining Fool, that's probably true too. Fool. Oh, wait, let me roll. Keep rolling the same. 2 of the Lantern. Okay, Shining Fool of the Lantern. All right. The Lantern. And then our Savior Ragnar. Now, there's something interesting about this. He will always pick Savior in the second one. So the first one's going to be an 8. Wise Savior of the Lion. Wise Savior of the Lion. Okay, now you can see there's a lingering effect. I can actually spend an organ and roll a d10 to change our first names if we want to. But I have to have pictograph, which I don't have. So that's just going to be discarded. That's it for that. Now we're going to go on to the Phoenix Feather event. So let's take a look at that. Everybody's got a nickname. Man, it really helped, man, Annabelle with her +3 strength. That's pretty awesome. All right, but let's look at this. Phoenix Feather. A fallen feather fills the settlement with dread. The skies bubble and murmur as a dark presence tears through the atmosphere like a negative lightning bolt, sucking the air and energy from all who gaze upon it. A light rain begins. You mean a light rain other than the heavy rain we've been having from the Gorm event. The survivors turn their eyes up to see a huge, iridescent feather slowly floating towards the ground. Their lantern light reflects strange rainbows off the twisting feather. A primal fear takes root in the settlement. You may now hunt the phoenix. Add it to your quarry list. On the settlement record sheet, nominate a single survivor to speak. Well, let me see. We got Wise. A couple people with Wise, right? I think Beowulf's going to speak. Yep. They gain +1 courage and break the silence. Okay. Beowulf steps up. Look at this feather. It's iridescent. I don't know what he'd say to that, but what could it be? Looks up to the sky. Okay. And then we're going to roll. Let's see. Then what do we do? Break the silence. Okay. Let's see what we get. An 8. What is that? 7, 8, 9, 10. The survivor exclaims that the fallen feather is the most beautiful and dangerous thing they have ever laid eyes on. Each color runs perfectly into another, and gazing upon it imparts a strange sense of longing. They are convinced that there has never been something so perfect in this world. The survivor greedily hides the feather from the others. They gain the Crazed Fighting Art and the Hoarder Disorder, and +1 Courage from stashing the feather. And then returning survivors gain +2 Insanity. So that's going to put him up to 4 Insanity. Just to make sure I get everything right for him. I got to add the Insanity to everybody else. He's now at 3 Courage, so we're going to stop to do his Bold event. And I got to get out Crazed and Hoarder. Crazed Fighting Art, Hoarder, Disorder. Okay, here's Crazed on a perfect hit, gain +1 Insanity. So he's going to go absolutely bonkers, Mr. Beowulf. And Hoarder, you compulsively collect and stash everything you can get your hands on. Every little bit you add to your secret hoard makes your existence feel more real. Whenever you are a returning survivor, archive 1 resource from the last showdown and gain 1 Courage. That's not terrible because it doesn't say 1 random resource. It just says archive 1 resource, so we get to pick. I'm not upset about that at all. I mean, that's kind of neat. Anyway, I mean, yeah, we lose a resource, but for gaining a Courage, that means Beowulf could become Beowulf, the wise savior of the courageous lantern, or wise courageous savior of the lantern, I guess. All right, that actually ends the Phoenix Feather event. I got to update everybody's sanity, and I will get. Then we have to do the Bold event for Beowulf hitting his Courage milestone right now. Okay, so we got in the settlement phase is when he got his Bold event. So in this fleeting existence, every moment shared creates meaning. The bonds forged between survivors gives you hope. Gain the following ability and roll on the table below. So he gains the Matchmaker ability. So he and I think his mother, if I remember, have the Matchmaker ability. His mother was Annabelle, or is Annabelle. And then we're going to roll a d10, see what he gets. A 10! My God, my rolls have been ridiculous. Gain +1 permanent accuracy. Well, that's good for Beowulf. He's got a +2 permanent accuracy now. Holy Lord Almighty. He's quite the beast. And then with Nona going out and giving strength tokens, man, it's just a battle royale here. Anyway, that's what happens from his Bold event, so that is good. He got that. And now we're going to continue on with the rest of our settlement phase. Okay, we're going to update the death track. Nothing happens there. We're okay. Then we're going to check. Oh, we already did that. We checked the milestones. Nobody died. We already did the story events, milestone events. Nothing else happens that I'm aware of. I got to remember to check off the box for hunting the phoenix. Now we've got that, so we can hunt white lions, screaming antelopes, phoenixes, and gorms at this point. That is not bad. And then we're going to get to our development of our settlement. Now we got a lot of innovations. I'm not freaking out about those, and I got to check to see, did we make sure we don't hit any other milestones, because I missed one last time. So, you know, when you get to 5 innovations, you get the Hooded Knight comes. I'm just looking. Population has not reached 15 yet, though it might this turn. We are at 13, so if we get 2 children out of this turn, then we will hit 15. Yeah, we first death count, we did that with the death principle. Just making sure we have our new things up. Okay, we are good so far. We're caught up. All right, development. Do we innovate? I have 4, you know, I want to build some things. I'd really like to build. Now, we already have the weapon crafter, but I'd like to build a leather worker. And that's going to require 3 hoards and an organ and innovation. So I've got to make sure we got one there. We can also, there's some special things. We can also build the stone circle, which is 3 organs and a hide. I don't think we can do both to get the leather worker or the stone circle. I'm more interested in the leather worker because armor is good. And I'm pretty sure we can get to that. That would be about all we do, though. Hey, by the way, I wanted to mention this to you because this came in the 1.5 set. Is this card stock settlement phase order thing, which is pretty nice. It gives you little details, just keeps you on track. So we know that right now we're at the development phase in our track. And then, because I really don't want to build any more like hide armor. We got a set of hide armor. We have a set of cat armor. I wouldn't mind building the Gorm armor next. That would be pretty awesome. Or maybe even some other stuff. So, because we can also build all these cool potions. We roll, but we can out of the Gormicist site. So I'm really debating. I think we should innovate, guys. I mean, let's see if we can build the leather worker. If I do, so here's a hide. I need an organ. Okay, hide, bone, and organ. there's our stuff for innovating. Do I have enough hide to continue? I need 3 hide to get the leatherworker. I won't be able to build anything from it. I'm looking. Man, I got a lot of bone, guys. I don't think I can. I cannot build a leatherworker, even if I don't do that. So we might as well innovate. I can't build a leatherworker, but I think I can build the stone circles because that's 3 organs and a hide. Organ. Plus, let me look at our sheet because we still have some other stuff that I didn't give up yet. We have lion testes, so that's another organ. We have a cat claw, so we got a lot of bone. So I can do 3 organs, absolutely do 3 organs and a hide. Oh, I have 2 hides. Wait, I could do the leatherworker if I don't innovate. I forgot that we have these 2 here. So I have the pelt, the monster hide. The pelt and the monster hide. Let me think. You know, one of my rules in this game is to always be innovating. It pays off, so we're going to do it. It means I won't be able to build the leatherworker this turn, but that's okay. So the first thing we're going to do is innovate. These resources are going away. Put them to the side with the Endeavor. Draw the top 2 cards of our innovation deck. We get the heart flute again. I didn't like that. I don't like that one. Ooh, okay. This is worth it. Scrap smelting. Purification, we get to roll a d10. Nothing happens. Spend 1 scrap and 1 iron in storage. To do what? Spend 3 scrap and 1 iron in storage. You may repeat this any number. Oh, and add 1. Okay, so you can use scrap to get iron. And then we can build the blacksmith. Now, I don't have enough scrap anymore, but I can go out and do some scrap hunting. We can build the blacksmith because I think we do have a lot of bone right now. We're going to do this one. We're definitely going to be doing scrap smelting. So now I have to get oven consequences. No consequences, just that. We don't get the consequences out. That's a bummer, but we do get to build the blacksmith, which will be really useful. And then this will go back, but I'll shuffle it up. So scrap smelting. Now I have to see if we can possibly build the blacksmith. I got to get, what do we need? I need 3 scrap and 4 bone. Well, I know that we have the bone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 bones, so we can definitely do that. It really comes down to the scrap smelting. Now I can send some people out for scavenging using the weapon crafter. So I may be doing that. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so if I throw down an Endeavor on this and I pick a survivor, let's say it's going to be Angus. He's going to go out and do some scavenging. Does Angus have any survival? Because whoever, yeah, of course he does. Yeah, let's take a look at Angus. He's got 5 survival, so he's probably going to run out and check some stuff. And then special innovation, scrap smelting, gain this innovation. See, I could have done it that way too, but we got lucky and drew it, so I'll take it. Let's spend an Endeavor doing this. We get a 6. Gain 1 broken lantern resource. Okay, I'm just going to note that on our sheet. That is not enough to do anything. That is worth 1 scrap. Okay, so that is not enough to help us yet. What's the best I can do? Is gain. So that's really the best I can do from gaining that. That's an Endeavor. Well, before I spend my other Endeavors on things, is there something else I want to do? We do have the lantern oven, which we gain +1 survival for, but we don't get anything else. It gives us heat, right? So we can build like the scrap sword, 2 bone and 1 scrap. You know, that might be. Well, we got a good sword from the Gorm sword. I'll look at to see if the scrap sword's better, but I don't think it is. And we can't get the rainbow katana. We've already built a scrap dagger, and we already built a monster tooth necklace using heat. So we really can't do much else there. This is gonna be an interesting turn. I'd rather build things, but we just don't have that much to build. So okay, I'm looking at the Endeavors that we have as what's really useful for us. See, we need 3 scrap to try and get an iron, and I'm not worried about iron right now because we can't even build this blacksmith yet. Let me see. We could do drums. We can innovate and do drums. Get the rhythm chaser fighting art. You know, we could have Ragnar do that. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. We could do this. Drums. You drum alone, gain +2 sanity. Okay, gain, or we get to choose, right? So we can gain rhythmic chaser fighting art or synchronized strike secret fighting art. I might get the rhythmic chaser fighting art for Ragnar. Because everybody's got some. Now Ragnar's got heroic already, so he gets that ability. That's pretty good. And then we also have, what else can we get some stuff from? The Forbidden Dance we can roll, and that's a king step. I'm not too worried about Scarification. This one's actually really good. We could do Scarification on 2 people and use our 2 last endeavors to do that. Or we can do matchmaking, which takes 2 endeavors. We want to increase our population, don't we? I don't have any more love juice, I don't think. Let me just look. I don't think we do in our stuff. We don't have any more of that. So that is, we have used it. So if I'm going to innovate, if I'm going to do matchmaking, matchmaking requires 2 innovations. I believe, let me just look up matchmaker. I'm pretty darn sure that it does. And let me look it up. So it's just 1. So we're going to spend 1 to do intimacy. Beowulf or Annabelle can do either one. They both have the matchmaker ability. And I think, you know, we have, I forgot we have Jack Sparrow that came in. He followed us back to camp. We got, well, let's pick a random female again. We'll name her. What are we going to name her? Let's see. What's another good? Let's see. Just trying to think of here. Let me think of a name. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to name her Sif, like the Norse god. Yes, goddess Sif. Okay, so Sif and Jack Sparrow are going to. He comes to camp. People think he's cute because he looks like Johnny Depp, and they're going to get busy with him. And so Sif and Jack Sparrow are going to have a baby. Remember, because we have bed or hovel or one of those ones, we get to roll. It's hovel. We get to roll 2 dice instead. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Boom. What do we get? We get a 4. We're going to take a 4. A new survivor's brought the world kicking and screaming into the world. The child's eyes are free of the ink stains. Settlement gains +1 population. Okay. So that puts us up to 14, guys. So I think in that case, just making sure. Yeah, I've taken Shar out. So we have a 14th person. That's going to be a female because I took 2 males last time. And then I think we'll do it again. Why not? Let's use, well, yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we're going to nominate this. They really enjoyed their time with each other, so they're going to nominate each other again. We still have another female character. I could use Sybil. How about Sybil and Ragnar? Sybil and Ragnar in this case. Boosh! Two 10s. See, that should give me some kind of crazy bonus, right? But I do get this. We have a, well, okay, this makes a lot of sense. On this day, everyone remembers the birth of a very special child. We gained a savior. So we get, because we rolled 2 10s, exactly. So it goes to here instead. So we gained a savior. That's going to put us at 15, by the way. 15 exactly in the population. And let's see. So that is going to be a savior. We're going to have to pick, I'm going to say red savior, but we'll take a look at that. We're going to go look at that right now. Okay, birth of a savior. I think we're going to do this one. And I'll tell you why. It has to do with some of our armor sets and that too, because it gives us a red, permanent red affinity. And then we get this keratosis. Before making an attack roll, you may declare keratosis X in a loud booming voice, and you gain hunt experience. So we will have a red savior from this. Let me find my pencil. Where'd it go? There it is. So we got a red savior. Dream of the Beast. Dream of the Beast. Okay, and then we hit a milestone, our settlement of 15. Population reaches 15. So we're going to do Principal Society. We got to take a look at that. And then we're going to continue on to, then we're going to build some stuff, maybe. We might just save a bunch of resources this time around to get the blacksmith and actually be able to do something next turn. And then we're going to go on the hunt phase. So let's first go look at the Principle of Society. Alright guys, here we are at Principal Society. Now we have to make a choice here. There was once a mad woman who spent her days talking to the darkness. One day it spoke back. The group must choose. Collective toil or accept the darkness. Now we get to look at these, but we're going to do, again, I'm trying to remain like good in a sense, so we're going to do collective toil to go along with our principles. So it says, tainted by the darkness, the survivor nearly brought ruin to the settlement. On the day of her exile, the people decided that all must spend equal time hunting and working to avoid future disasters. -1 population, and add the Bone Witch to the timeline 3 years later. Okay, so that will be, we're on 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll be 10. We will have the Bone Witch event, and then we're going to roll. It says the settlement gains the society principle collective toil. Find and place the card in the settlement board, and note it on the settlement record sheet after adding the card to the settlement. Okay, so collective toil, I think, yeah, society, we got collective toil, and mark that down, and now we're going to roll a d10 after we get the card. Your settlement leans into the storm. If everyone holds strong, you will triumph. At the start of the settlement phase, gain +1 endeavor for every 10 population. That's pretty good, so we'll take that. Now we're going to roll a d10 on this chart. What do we get? We get a 10. How many times? I'm holding on to this die. This is the one I'm rolling the most. Nominate a female survivor. If you can't nominate... Oh, wait, wrong one. Sorry, I was about to read the wrong one. 3 unknown survivors with ink-stained eyes drag a monster corpse into the settlement. Upon seeing the united settlement, they offer the corpse as tribute and plead for their lives. Gain 3 population, 2 white lion resources, and a skull resource. I'll take that. That might allow us to build our frickin' thing. Okay, no, probably not. But let's see. So we're going to add 3 to the population, so that puts us back down to 4. Went down back to 14, so we're at 17. 17 population, and we get some white lion resources. And I'm just going to write the. I'm going to write down the skull. So I'll just put that in our list of resources that we have. 1 skull, and then I got to go get the white lion resource deck out. Okay, 3 white lion resources. Let's see what we get here. Okay, but we get a stout kidney. That doesn't really help us much. No, well, another organ does. Another lion claw, which is bone, and a great cat bone. Awesome. Well, that added to our stash, so that's good stuff. So we used up our innovations getting there, so I can't actually build a new location. I don't have an an endeavor. I don't have an endeavor to do that with. So what can we do? What can we do? Well, I'm looking to see, there's really, honestly, I don't want to overbuild things just because I can build stuff. Now what we could do is spend some organs in the Gormicus, because there's some really cool stuff in there. It's random, but it's still worthwhile, and I have a lot of organs. Now I could save them and get the stone circle. I have, how many organs do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. Oh, you know what I can do and will do? We're going to get some dried acanthus out of the, I think it's the organ grinder, right? Or one of these places gets us dried acanthus. I'll look it up and find it. I think it's the organ grinder. There's a special one. Let's see, monster dried acanthus. Yeah, 1 fresh acanthus. So we have that. We're going to get a dried acanthus out of that. And then I do have enough to do 1. I can use 1 of the organs to do something on the Gormicus table, and then that's all we're going to do. I said I have a full suit. I could get 2 full suits of hide armor. Is that worth it? No, it's not. I really want to save up for some better stuff. We'll see what we hunt. We'll hunt so much stuff this turn. I think if we can, we're going to go after a Gorm, a level 2 Gorm, and see if we can get some of the Gorm equipment. We have a lot of things we can do there, and the Gormery, a lot of the things require a skull, just bone, and stuff from the Gorm. So we got all those things we need. So we might be able to build a blacksmith. We might not be able to. However, we're going to first do this. Now, you know I'm getting the dried acanthus. I'm not going to bother showing you that. I'll just tell you who it goes to. But we're going to roll on here. What do we get? Transmute. Spend 2 organs. Oh, 2 organs. I don't want to do it. Change my mind. Don't want to do it. Don't want to spend 2 organs. I want to hold on to them. So we're not actually going to build anything this turn. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to clean up the settlement phase. We're going to move on. We have done everything we're going to need. We're going to prepare to leave, and I'll do that off camera. I got to make sure I had everybody's sanity correct and all the stuff correct, and then we're going to go on the hunt. Now, I only want to take people with at least 3 hunt experience. So Nona Ragnar only has 2. So who else can I take to go hunt a Gorm that will make some sense? I have Constantine has 1, Percival, of course, and Angus has 4. I could take Angus. He's slow, but he's still good. And he's got proficiency with the bow, but just like Beowulf, if I outfit him in the White Lion armor, not going to matter. And he's got +1 strength as well, and +1 accuracy. Well, he's got his tunnel vision. All he's going to do is fight, which is okay. Maybe I'll do that. We'll think about that, and I'll come back, and we'll have the hunt track set up, ready to go. Okay, guys, here we are at the hunt phase. Now, we are going to go after a level 2 Gorm, which is going to be challenging for us. Well, and I picked the characters I picked because of the Gorm's ability at level 2 that messes with people who have less than 3 hunt experience. Or, sorry, I can't remember his hunt experience, yeah. So, everybody I brought has at least 3 or more. So, I have Nona, kind of back to the original 4. I have Nona, who's the new addition, but then Angus, Annabelle, and Percival. Now, I know this is not great because they're running out of time, and they will not be able to do things like fight against a phoenix. Well, maybe Angus could. He's still only at, 1, 2, 3, 4 hunt experience. Where Annabelle, man, she's like at 9 or 10, and Percival's getting up there too. But I really want to see if we can start building some of the Gorm armor, because remember, we're going to swap out survivors later on, and we got some saviors, we got some people with good abilities now. But this guy here could give us a new set of armor that's very valuable. So we're going to start the hunt phase, and as normal, Nona likes to lead it off. Oh, by the way, Angus is crazy, so he does get his quixotic. His survival is up at 5 right now, and because he got that extra bonus departing, and he gets a strength token, so he's got 2 strength tokens with his Katars. I mean, he is going to be a beast because I got him in the White Lion outfit. Now he can only move 4. It's unfortunate he's taken that hit, but that's the way it goes. Okay. Anyway, Nona's going to lead us off. She's going to draw the first of the cards. What do we get? Horizon of Bones. I think we've seen this one before. I don't remember. The darkness ahead is filled with steady flashes of green light. Enormous piles of jagged bones. Forebodingly line the horizon in an unbroken line. Inhuman, mournful laughter echoes through the air. That's these weirdos, right? If any survivor has 5+ hunt experience and 3+ courage, you press forward, fearfully sneaking through the bone wall. All survivors gain +1 courage. Well, so again, I picked the right folks because, for instance, Annabelle has all of that just by herself. Not even a combination of we got it covered. So we're going to definitely be able to sneak through. Adding courage, let me see if that triggers anything. Adding courage to Nona does not. Adding courage, and again, +1. Yeah, just +1 survival, or +1 courage. Man, that puts Annabelle 1 away from seeing the truth, which is the maximum courage event that can possibly happen. And then Percival is only 2 away from that as well. So that was actually a very good event for us. I'll take it, because if we can manage to get 1 more courage out of Annabelle, we'll have an extra event. So they all move up. We continue on our trek to try and get to this guy down here. Now we're going to, hopefully he'll move forward before we get to the overwhelming darkness. That would be ideal, but you never know. Okay, so next up, I think Percival. He hasn't been on a hunt in a while. He'll go next. Sportsman's Kill. The survivors pass a finely armored man commanding a retinue of slaves who are busily butchering the remains of an enormous Gorm. The man proudly invites the survivors to marvel at his skill. Roll a d10. Okay. A 10. Well, go figure. I don't think I can roll anything else anymore, which is fantastic. You guys know I can. I've had some pretty bad rolls too. The man takes pity on you and whispers a secret. At the start of the showdown, the event revealer reveals the top card of the AI deck and chooses to replace it or put it on the bottom. Okay, that's good. I'll just put this aside for now. I'll take it. That moves us up 1. Okay, now we're going to go to some random events, so let me get the book. All right, so the next person, I think Annabelle will lead us into the next event. Let's see what she gets. She gets an 89. Okay, 89. It's going to be pretty far up there. Usually in this game, higher's better. We'll see. I think 89 might be pretty good. Here's, 89 right here. Cleaner birds. Teeny, ragged birds with needle-thin beaks fly overhead. Each survivor rolls a d10. The lowest scoring survivor roll-off in the case of ties becomes a straggler. The bird swarm. Now a lot of us have stalwart, prepared. Nope. I guess I had something that prevented people from being a straggler. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, well, let's roll and see. So Nona gets a roll on the floor. Let me grab the die again. Sorry guys. Nona gets a 4. Angus gets a 4. Okay. Annabelle gets a 1. And Percival gets a 8. So it's going to be Annabelle. Okay. The birds swarm the straggler. One forces its way into the straggler's mouth and down their throat. The survivor vomits up the well-fed bird. Their insides scrambled and scarred. Gain +1 permanent luck, but -1 permanent speed. That sucks for Annabelle. Oh my god. Okay, well, that sucks. So I'll put her at +1 luck, -1 speed. And again, she's using the dagger, so that means she's going to only get 2 hits with the dagger. But her ability to critical is better, I guess. Okay. If the survivor has a whip, nope, they crack it and fell. The offensive creature gain 1 red. Okay, I don't have a whip. Okay, so that was a terrible event. But we're going to move on. So that is done. Everybody moves up. And now we're going to have Angus go next, since he's the last survivor that can go. We're going to go roll again. Okay, what do we get? A 34. Let's take a look at that. That sounds familiar. I mean, there's only 100 variations, right? So you play it enough, you're going to hit most of them. But we're only doing like 2 per turn. 34, crippling misery. Uh-oh. Each survivor rolls a 10. The lowest scoring survivor, in this case, becomes a straggler. Okay, there's people are straggling. If any survivor has the anxiety disorder, they are the straggler and do not roll. Okay, they don't. The straggler is lost in a moment of profound self-doubt. They slip, not having the will to catch themselves. Okay, let's see. They land awkwardly with a crunch, suffering a broken leg, severe injury. Sobbing, they come to grips with just how terrible their life is and gain +1 understanding, but they gain a broken leg, severe injury. Okay, let's see who it is. Nona, 9, not going to be Nona. Angus, 7, I thought he was going to roll a 1, I'd say it would be Angus. Annabelle, a 9, and Percival. So Percival gains a broken leg, severe injury, but gains 1 understanding. I've got to remember what the broken leg, severe injury will do to us. Obviously nothing good, right? So let me take a look real quick. Broken leg, severe injury. Well, legs, broken leg. Okay, suffer -1 permanent movement. Okay, and gain a bleed token. So he's going to start with a bleed token and a -1 movement. That sucks. The good thing about the broken leg is it's something we can take care of at home and heal up. Oh, and the bleed. I got to get him a bleed token. I won't forget that. So he's only going to be able to take 4 during the fight. And then next up, I guess we'll have Nona go again. Get this next Gorm one. Head-splitting pain. An approaching flash of light causes terrible convulsions. Move the Gorm 1 space closer. Thank God, that's good. To the survivors on the hunt board. If it moves in this fight, we're not. But then each survivor rolls 1d10. Okay. Well, so let's do this. Okay, he's going to move there. That means that's good because we won't have to go into the overwhelming darkness. First one is a 9 for Nona. What does she get? Shielding your eyes, you struggle to regain control. Reduce your insanity to 0. Oh no, she only had 3. That's not good. 0. Okay, so she's not insane. Okay, Angus rolled an 8. 8 to 10. Shield. So he too has no insanity going into this fight. Terrible. Annabelle rolls a 5. The light's strange influence sickens you. Gain a random disorder. Wonderful. Okay, well, let's see what kind of crazy thing happens to Annabelle. Let's see. Stark raving. Freedom awaits those pushed this far beyond the breaking point. You are always insane regardless of your insanity. Okay. She's stark raving. I'll take it. That's actually not the worst thing that could happen. So even though she's insane anyway, but now she's stark raving mad. So she's followed in the way of our girl Shara, if you remember. Okay, and then we have one more roll to go, and this one is for Percival. Let's see, what does Percival get? A 7. A 7 is going to be gain a random disorder, so I'm glad I didn't put those away yet. Okay, so Percival has been surprisingly clear of things like disorders and abilities, but all of a sudden he's got a broken leg and a disorder. So, oops, what does he get? Immortal. You're immortal. You will live forever and cannot be killed. While you are insane, convert damage dealt to your hit locations as brain damage. He's got 6 insanity. You're so busy reveling in your own glory that you cannot spend survival while insane. Crap. Well, that's bad, but okay, he's immortal. He thinks he's immortal, Percival, which makes some sense because the dude has been a... Well, first he hit a moment of despair, then realized he cannot die. So, he is immortal. Put that on his sheet, and I put the card there. Okay, that is it. Now we're going to the hunt, guys. We're caught up with the Gorm. Now it's time to do battle, which means we're going to come to an end of this episode. That was our settlement phase and our hunt phase. And remember, we got this ability here, sportsman's-like thing. We get to check the AI deck when it first comes out and put it on top or bottom, the first card if we want to. And everybody's a little crazier from this hunt, so it's going to be interesting fighting the Gorm. I am looking forward to it. This is going to be a level 2 Gorm. He's got some nasty abilities that come out, so it's going to be pretty gruesome. We cannot now. One thing, we won't be able to use surges, so we're going to have to just fight him down because of one of his abilities, for example. And the other one requires us to have a certain amount of hunt experience, which we have, so we're going to be fine there. But you know, all we got, we're going to be attacking him in his cave, his den. So that's going to be interesting. And now, Angus will only fight. His tunnel vision thing says he doesn't waste time on other things. He can only spend his action on activating weapons. So, but when he left, I forgot, I gave him the stone noses. So he gets +1 insanity, +1 survival upon his leaving. But he's one of the people that lost all his insanity. So, but he does gain he's already at max survival too, so that didn't help him. He doesn't have any other stuff really, just his weapons, and that's all he cares about. So, next up, we're going to go into the battle with the Gorm and see if we can take it down. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.